welcome to the next episode of Shed Science, and today we're going to do a little demonstration of how it is we can breathe. As I hope you know, you breathe into your lungs, which are two organs in your chest. They're basically like balloons. We've always thought of them a bit like balloons, and sort of they kind of are. When you breathe in, your lungs inflate. When you breathe out, your lungs deflate. They don't make that sound. Better. So when you're breathing in and out, your lungs are inflating and deflating like a balloon does. The main problem with this is to inflate a balloon, I'm blowing air in. So if that's somebody's lung, that's presumably someone's mouth. To actually get that to inflate, I have to blow into it. You don't have someone blowing into your lungs the entire time. The atmosphere doesn't force air into your lungs. So how do they do it? Well, I'm going to show you how to make a little model of the lungs which shows you how they actually inflate and deflate by themselves without having someone blowing air in the same way a balloon does. To do this, you need several things. 3 balloons, or maybe a few extra just in case you make a mistake. Straws, or at least one straw. Glue, possibly. Tape, definitely. A plastic bottle with a lid, and ideally something that's actually quite sturdy. You want something ideally that's quite hard to compress or squeeze. A drill, and or someone to drill for you. Scissors or a craft knife. Please be careful if you are using a knife. Elastic bands. I think that's everything. It's actually quite a lot. Step the first is to drill a hole into your bottle cap. Your hole has to be slightly bigger than the width of one of your straws. Please be careful with this step. Okay, so then you want to cut your bottle somewhere about halfway down. You want a good amount of space, but not too much. Voila. So step the first, we're going to make your lungs. And I think, yeah, I'm going to use red balloons for this. Now you can do this with just one balloon, just to show what it's like for one lung. I'm going to try and make 2. While I was setting some stuff up and waiting for some glue to dry, I actually found a plastic cup. And I figure that would work really well as well. So if you've got like a plastic cup lying around, that might work better than a bottle. So I'm going to make both, and I'll see which one is better at the end. So my glue is almost dry, and what's going to end up being my airways on my straws. Now again, you can just use a straw. I've decided to do a little branch, so it looks like 2 lungs. Now what you want to do for this bit is you want to put your balloon on the end of your straw, and you want to tape that up really tight. It's got to be completely airtight, or as airtight as you can make it. Okay, so my glue took quite a long time to dry. It took quite a few hours, so what I went ahead and did was do a bit of prep work, turned off the camera, and have come back to it next day. Just so you can see, I have glued and taped my balloons to my straw, and my straw I have glued to my bottle top. I think the plastic cup would be pretty good for this experiment as well, so I've gone ahead and I've duplicated what I've done for the bottle, but for the cup, same thing, glued in the straw. So we're going to finish off our models. Now what we need now is a balloon to go on the bottom. This is going to be our what we call diaphragm. Your diaphragm is a muscle that goes straight across your chest. It separates your abdomen from your thorax, and it's actually quite a rubbery elastic material. So I'm going to use, let's go for blue. What you want to do for this bit is stretch out your balloon a little bit, and you want to tie the end of the balloon into a knot. What you then want to do is cut around about 1/3 off the top of the balloon. You want the bit with the knot. So if that's the length of my balloon, about 1/3 will be about by here, so I'm going to cut that there, which leaves a stretchy piece of elastic material with the knot on one end. This is the tricky part. You want to stretch this bit of balloon over the bottom of your bottle. Now if you've picked a really like flimsy bottle for this, or plastic cup, it's very easy to squish it. Yes! So you really don't want this to come off, so you want to use either tape or maybe an elastic band to attach it. No!
No! No! No!
Oh! So with the balloon on the bottom, you put some tape around the side or an elastic band just to make sure it's secure, and that's it. That's actually it. I'm just going to do the plastic cup. Yeah! So for my cup, instead of tape, I've just used an elastic band. And that's it. That's actually what your lungs kinda sorta look like. So let me run you through what this would represent. The hole at one end would obviously be your mouth. This tube here, this straw, is your airway, your trachea. Where it branches, you've got the bronchi. If you've got one balloon instead of two, that's still fine. It shows the idea in principle. Your balloons then are obviously your lungs, and the whole thing is encased in your ribs. So this would be your rib cage. On the bottom, we've got your diaphragm. As I said at the beginning, you don't have someone blowing into your lungs. I could inflate these balloons by blowing into the straw, but that's not how it works. The atmosphere doesn't blow into your mouth. You have to suck it in. The lungs themselves don't do that. It's all down to your diaphragm. So as I pull on the bottom of the diaphragm, I can inflate and deflate my lungs. Inflate, deflate. Inflate, full, deflate, empty. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. So this is actually how you breathe. As the diaphragm goes up and down, it changes the amount of pressure in the rib cage. I should say that in real life your rib cage does expand and contract, but obviously this won't do that. So as the diaphragm pulls down, there's less pressure in your rib cage, and to get a sense of equilibrium, your lungs inflate to match that pressure. When your diaphragm goes in, it increases the pressure, essentially squeezing air out of the rib cage, out of the lungs, up the trachea, out your mouth. It's all down to the change in volume. As your rib cage expands, your diaphragm moves down. That increases the volume, decreases the pressure, it sucks air in through the trachea. We're not blowing air into your lungs, we are sucking it in from the bottom. I should say the bottom one works as well. And I should say it's really hard to do this to get the balloons to properly, completely expand as if you're blowing into them. But that's it, that's how your lungs work. Your rib cage and your diaphragm, the balloon and the paper cup are what control the size of the lungs. And as they get bigger, they suck air in through your mouth. This is a really, really simple way of showing it, but it's a really nice way of showing it. Obviously there's loads of factors involved when you breathe in and out, and it seems very, very simple. There's a lot going on under the surface. But the basic idea is actually just some physics. It's just a change in pressure and volume, which I think is super cool. Anyway, so that's it. If you want to make your own version of these, I do encourage you to have a bit of a go. It is really fun to do, and it's just really fun to actually see what's going on inside your body. So you breathe in, out. As always, please have a go at yourself. If you've got any questions, I am on Twitter. As always, stay safe, be awesome. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.